We have 3,000 watches here at SwissWatchExpo, and there's one that's been my favorite for a long time. It's kind of a standalone. It's the only one of this brand we have. Stick around, I'm going to show it to you. Hi, it's Meg at SwissWatchExpo. You know, we enjoy showing you some of our favorite watches every week. We're typically showing you Rolex, Patek Philippe, Cartier, Omega, all those fun brands that we sell so much of. We have 3,000 watches here in the showroom, and every now and then there's just a little special treasure hidden somewhere or kind of off in the corner that we might overlook and not think about as often. I have one of those today. It's a Franck Muller. So you all probably are familiar with the name, or if you're not, I'll give you a little bit of background. What's most interesting about this brand of watches, it's a contemporary. Actually, Franck Muller is a gentleman who was born in 1958. So these are not one of the watches from those guys that were born a couple hundred years ago that they're not personally involved, and now their companies are phenomenal, but it's just their name. So Franck Muller is actually very, very well known, very iconic within the watch industry and important. He was, like I said, born in 1958. In the 1980s, he was born in Switzerland, in the valley of all of the great watchmaking industry. His mother is Italian, his father is Swiss, so it was just the perfect marriage of the fascinating engineering, and he loved anything that was technical and anything that was something that was mechanical. He also loved the artistry, and probably from his mother's Italian heritage as well. So early on in the 1980s, he was at the Geneva School of Watchmaking for 4 years, and very early on in his career of becoming a master watchmaker, was very well known for his just mastery of the technical skills that are required to actually make these timepieces. Gained an incredible reputation for his talent and his eye and his skill. And so what's so fascinating is he's the one who built these watches. He created his own timepieces, and he did start building his own from what he learned and from those years. So, and then he introduced these watches with his own brands. Now you have to remember, in the 1980s, this was the time, the big quartz movement. The watchmaking world was going to die. All the automatic watches were going to go away. No one was going to buy them anymore. And he loved the watch industry. He loved the automatic movements. And what's more important, the more complications in the watch, the more complications created, the more fascinated he was. And he really delved into how those were created and making them himself. And so he became early in his career at the very forefront of the complications and the complicated movements that are around. There's still some of his work is still some of the most recognizable work. One of the things, I'm sure you all are familiar with, the tourbillon. It's been around for over 200 years. It in of itself is not new, but he was the first one that created a window from the dial of the watch. Again, you have to remember, as much as he loved the technical aspects of the movements, he was also an artist and loved the beauty of the timepieces. So he created a window on the dial of the watch where you could see the tourbillon from the dial, from the face of the watch. So just one thing, he produced a new world premiere watch every year. And what he realized and found is, even though at the time in the 80s, the quartz movements were taking over, people thought the Swiss watch automatic movements was going to be a bygone era, he understood that there are many collectors and many watch enthusiasts who appreciate the purity and the beauty and just the mastery of the automatic watches. And he really dug in and in some ways kind of brought a whole new level of attention again to the complicated movements. And he's created some complications that no one else has ever made. So that's a long introduction of who Franck Muller is, but I think it's important and worthy. He deserves that. I love the fact that he's a contemporary and still very much involved. And we have a Franck Muller timepiece here. That's the one that's been hidden off in the corner, not really hiding, but doesn't get a lot of attention sometimes, and I think it deserves a lot of attention. It's frankly one of my favorites. You know, Dan, if you're watching and it's not Christmas time yet, you want to put it under my tree, I'd be thrilled with it. I love it. But let me show you what we have. One of the things that you'll notice right away on this particular Franck Muller timepiece is the tonneau case shape. That's really his, Franck Muller's signature shape of his watch cases. That's what he's known for. You can almost bet there's been a lot of copies, a lot of people who picked up this design, but that's really what his iconic. The other thing that he's so known for is the beauty of these Arabic numerals on here. Just the style and the design. Again, it's always the perfect combination of artistry and precision. This is a tonneau shape, but also the dial is slightly curved, and those numbers have to be on some of his Curvex watches applied so that they fit as well. So just really beautiful. The other thing is this particular one that we have, I'll start talking about the one that I have in my hand because it's really spectacular, is that the watch itself is all platinum. The finest of materials, the finest of craftsmanship. All of his creations are made in Switzerland, in what is called Watchland. He's created, so he was really, everything is in-house. Case, movements, dials, everything is made in the same place to control the quality. Watchland, if you want to look it up, is a beautiful facility that's in this valley in Geneva. It's intended to be peaceful and really create and inspire the artistry, and I just feel it in this watch. But this also, as beautiful as this is, it's a perpetual calendar. You all are familiar with the perpetual calendar. It's one of the more complicated movements that are created. And so you can see that it does have its month, date, and year, but the perpetual calendars don't have to be reset. It does account for leap year. So once you've got it going, it's stunning. It's a men's watch, but you know that I'd wear it. I think any woman, maybe it's one of these watches, we always talk about his and hers. I think it's a them watch. I think you guys should have it and you share it. And you all can decide on date night if you're going to wear it or if she's going to wear it. It's beautiful. I just wanted to show it to you. It's one of my special pieces that I think we have here at SwissWatchExpo. This Franck Muller Casablanca in platinum, perpetual calendar. I'd love to show it to you, give you a few more details on it. Give us a call. We'll always set up a FaceTime appointment for you, let you take a look at it. And if it's not this one, we've got 3,000 others to choose from. Give me a call here at SwissWatchExpo. Thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think about this particular one. I'll look forward to hearing from you.